Hello, this is Joe Welinske, Program Manager for ConveyUX, the annual UX event held in Seattle, and we're going to be putting on our event for the fifth annual year, and that'll be March 28th, or I'm sorry, February 28th, March 1st, and March 2nd. And I get the opportunity to speak with a lot of our presenters, get a preview of what they're up to, and today I'm speaking with Kate O'Neill. Hello, Kate.
Hi there, Joe.
Where are you speaking to us from today?
I'm speaking to you from the 18th floor of a midtown high-rise in New York, New York.
All right. Well, on the other side of the continent from me, I'm in our Seattle offices, but it's good to see you. And so I thought we'd just start with you talking a little bit about your background and the types of things that you're involved with.
Yeah, sure. So, it's interesting for me whenever I have the opportunity to be in front of a user experience related crowd because experience has taken a really dimensional life through my career. I started out in linguistics, but I got into technology when the web came about, really, and then got through tech writing into communications and then to marketing eventually. And I had my first role that had experience in the title back at magazines.com when I was heading up customer experience and product development. So that was the first time that I really thought about experience as sort of an ownable idea for an organization. But it dawned on me that I had really been doing it all through my career in advocating for the user or for the human who really embodies the interaction that's taking place. So so lots of different twists and turns throughout my career, including being a songwriter in Nashville. There's a lot of kind of dimensions to that I can pull from as I think about how companies can get in touch with meaningful experiences for their users.
Well, that's cool that you were a singer in Nashville. So did you ever perform at that strip of all those places along the main street, all the different music rooms?
On Lower Broadway. No, I never played there. I never played at the Bluebird Cafe, but I did a lot of writers' rounds. And what really struck me about writing in Nashville and performing as a songwriter in Nashville, you're performing to a room full of other songwriters. And the interesting thing was there's a real collaborative spirit within that community. And when you perform as a songwriter to an audience of songwriters, people don't come up to you afterwards and say, hey, I liked your song. They say, hey, I liked your song. We should write together sometime. And I've taken that, from that experience into a lot of the work that I've done in other communities, in the technology community, entrepreneurial community, and so on. I really appreciate the idea of having that sort of openness and willingness to say, let's figure out how what you're doing and what I'm doing could work together even better.
Well, yeah, you recently wrote and published your book, Pixels in Place, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I just wanted to ask you if they're, like right now, what you're working on, what you're currently passionate about.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. There's so much always, and I get the opportunity through the consulting work that I do to take on new projects and explore new ideas and how it fits into the overall lens of what I'm passionate about. But one of the things that's really come to surface in the last few months to year or so has been the idea of the rise of automation and artificial intelligence, machine learning, cognitive computing, like whatever you want to call it, whatever facet you look at, and how that's going to affect our lives as human beings and the meaning that we derive from the work that we do. And there's a lot of, I don't have any interest in taking a dystopian view of our future. I think that it's much more interesting to be optimistic and realistic at the same time and look for ways that we can set ourselves up for success in the coming integration with automation. That's a lot of shuns in the words that I'm choosing there. So this is potentially the topic of my next book. So I'm going to have to learn to look for words that don't end in TION to discuss it.
Well, look forward to seeing that when it comes out. But just to preview the session that you're going to be doing here in Seattle, the title, Pixels in Place, an Integrated Approach to Online and Offline Human Experiences. So maybe talk a little bit about that, what people can expect to learn.
Sure. Pixels in Place really came about as a topic for me with this book and with this talk at ConveyUX. Originally as a result of being approached by a group to do a keynote on the meaning of place. So much of my work throughout the years has had to do with meaning, but I had never really considered what meaning, the meaningful dimensions of place. And when I was asked to put together thoughts on that, I really found so much dimensionality about how you can distill and essentialize what is meaningful about the experience of a place as you try to convey it to the people who are going to be passing through it in various ways. And it occurred to me that this is very true of our online experiences as well, and that in fact we'd already done a lot of borrowing over from our physical landscape and our built environment around us into the metaphors that we use to think about and talk about online experiences. So for example, pages, home pages even, and windows even, or all of the little metaphors and hooks that we use to kind of describe what is tangible in a sense about something that isn't tangible. We've done a lot of borrowing over from what we can latch onto about the physical world. So it seemed important to examine why did we borrow those ideas, and what can we do more meaningfully about that, and how can we build new ideas and new metaphors and go purposefully forward in how we create new user experiences, thinking about that integrated, those integrated ideas, since we have so much integration happening around us between the Internet of Things and wearables and even 3D printing and all of these ways that our physical environment and our digital environments are coalescing and converging more and more. So this is what we're going to explore in that session, is all of the opportunities for user experience professionals to think with intention and meaningfulness about the metaphors they use and the ways that they create experiences for people.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your talk and seeing you here in Seattle, and so thanks for taking the time to do this little preview with our audience.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.